Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Positive Traction with Coach Henry. I have an amazing friend that's been a part of my KO world for many years. We've evolved it to just staying in touch, helping with business, and to see her, she's been with me. I've known her since she was, I think, 18.
Yeah.
18. And she's going to introduce, I know I fight with the team all the time, all the things of introducing people, but I am outvoted. But that being said, Sabrina, aka Sab, with Hot Girl Financial. I did it. We're excited to have her as a guest on the show. Her view on things I love. I truly love it. And I know you're going to enjoy hearing some of her wisdom. So welcome on the show, Sab.
Thank you. You're so nice. What a warm welcome.
That's what they meant by it. Okay. No, it's true. No, Sab, I really want people because I try to break the awkwardness of what people are thinking in a beautiful way, right? Meaning like without intruding on people, but being real. And that is, if they're seeing you, you are a pretty girl. So let's put that out there. So therefore, that doesn't take away. I think that adds to the credibility of your kindness, of your heart, and your passion to help people. So that's what I want them to hear.
Thank you.
So that being said, tell us about you a little bit, what you want to share.
Yeah.
And go with it.
Okay. I worked in financial services for the last 9 years or so.
Okay.
Almost a decade. I can't wait to say that. I feel like it will be a little easier to count. But I worked pretty much in wealth management, wealth planning. I saw a lot of finance bro culture throughout my career, and I kind of wanted to take that and run with it and make it a hot girl financial, hot girl finance, and get away from that finance bro culture and kind of reach more of an audience of women, because there are so many women who I see go through divorce, go through death, and then they have all their estate planning and they have no idea what they're doing because their husband might have taken over all of the accounts or managed all of their finances and done everything for them.
Okay.
And now they're on their own and they have no idea where to start. So my idea with Hot Girl Financial is to get behind that first and educate the women throughout their lifetime on financial literacy, budgeting, different types of investment accounts, stocks, bonds, all of those types of things, and really educate yourself. So when the unfortunate things do happen in life, you are a little bit more prepared.
Right. Well, I love that. And I'm going to unpack 3 major things that I think are great. Okay. So number 1, I'm going to recap. You want to help women, specifically everybody, but specifically women.
Yeah.
Because you want them to be independent, but not like independent, hear me roar. Like it's more independent so that they feel educated, they feel knowledgeable, they feel equipped.
Yeah.
Right. So that's 1. 2, what I also love is that you want to help forecast good things for them. So yes, even if they're in the most amazing relationship or amazing marriage, it'd be nice for them to understand what the husband's up to. Or where's our money go? What's our budgets? Or what's any of it? As opposed to just like, can I spend this? Can I spend that? Right?
Yeah, definitely.
And number 3, I feel it's also to the next generation, the Z, the whatever's after Z, I forget.
Yeah.
Right? Is to really come up and say, wait a minute. You don't need to just be conventional, nothing against conventional, but again, you want to inform people on the opportunities.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be great for you to break it down, maybe a little bit of each of those areas, because you have a heart and passion to equip women for the reasons you said. So let's just start with one subject or one stereotype or one, wives' tales, as they say, that women get stuck in, and then how you can give them a practical tip today, right now, that they can apply.
Yeah. I mean, so going back to the finance bro culture, a lot of men are in private equity. They're doing the reports in all these companies and the analysis and giving the valuation of your company. And a lot of it is consumer spend. So we'll go back to the roots of that. So a lot of consumer spend companies are valued from men in finance. And believe it or not, 85% of female own consumer spend. We are the ones who are spending most of the money in the world. So why are we not making those decisions and doing the valuation when we know what we're going to spend? Why is a man trying to value what or think about what we're going to spend our money on?
So let me break that down for anyone listening. Just I want to make sure I hear you correctly.
Okay, yes.
What you're saying is kind of like so I'm going to simplify this as a man, okay, in a good way. So what you're saying is that the people making the decisions on where the money is going in the consumer world are not the very consumers actually using it. The majority are women. It's like me investing in Lululemon. Just to say, I'm not a big Lululemon shopper. I love the clothes, but
your wife is probably buying them for you, or
right. So, but instead of me understanding Lululemon a little bit more, the wife's doing it, or the girlfriend's doing it, or whomever's doing it, and then wait a minute, I should know more on the very product I'm investing money into.
Yeah.
So
basically,
tell us a little bit about how that on a practical level. So someone's in a good marriage, good relationship, and a woman's like, I'd like to understand a little bit more. What's a practical tip that you can give them, or how can you help them?
Yeah. So my favorite thing is called intentional spending. And I really promote that on my page. And it's
What is your page? I know we have all the tags.
Hot Girl Financial.
And all the things.
And that's kind of my fun word instead of saying budget, because budget does have a negative connotation around it. Mm-hmm. People don't like having a budget. They don't like sticking to a budget. They think of budget and they think of, okay, spreadsheets, math,
limitations.
Limits, restrictions on spending, cutting up their credit card, those types of things. So I want to 180 from that. So
and I love that, by the way. But I'm as you know me, I'm a big about what words you speak.
Yeah.
So I love that the word intentional, because it is intentional, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
Budgeting means like cutting. So when I'm saying intentional spending, I want those to be what you want to spend money on. So what you're bringing into your world.
Yes.
So I always say, like, set that at least monthly, because your intentions change all the time. And then this is also kind of a practice thing that people can go into. Maybe at like New Year's Eve, you're writing what you really liked about your year and what you want to set for the new year. So this is the same with intentional spending. So every week, every year, every month, whenever you want, what is your intentional spending that week? So for me, I really like working out. So my workout is always going to be on my intentional spending list. And because I'm a little bougie, I like to get my nails done, and I will never cut that out. That makes me feel good at the end of the day. But for you, getting your nails done is not an intentional spending. So we're going to have different ideas, and that's kind of like no one's budget, no one's intentional spending, no one's credit card bill is the same. So I kind of want to teach those basics. And if you can write down what you're planning on spending that week and what you want to do, and you're going to go grocery shopping, you have a dinner with your friends that week, those are your intentions and you're setting them. Rather than just going to dinner and accidentally spending $200 and being like over your head now in your credit card bill and not knowing what to do because it wasn't intentional.
I honestly, and this is what I wanted to hear, because I know people want to hear, because it is. I love how you said that. It's like negative words. I can't spend that. Mm-hmm. I can't do that. Right? I need to save more. It's a lot of authority that you're putting over yourself.
Yeah.
Rather than saying, no, I know that I have a dinner at Mastro's. I want to be able to enjoy the steak. I want to enjoy the bougie drink. I want to enjoy it all.
Yeah,
I want
go
to enjoy
all
the
out.
experience. But that means I will sacrifice. I will intentionally be a little better in these areas so I can enjoy this.
Exactly.
So maybe it sets up a better success mindset.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. So it kind of goes back to like my coffee thing. So I don't buy coffee out. I definitely do break it sometimes. I'm not holding myself to that at a really high standard, but I do believe in it because it's not just the $5 coffee or the $7 coffee now. It's the croissant that you're going to get, or the tumbler that you see in the window that you want also, and then your time spent at the coffee shop. Right. So for me, those aren't on my intentional spending list. If I need a convenience factor, I'll definitely go get a Starbucks drive-through. Right. Iced coffee, green tea, those kinds of things. But
I love that.
I try to be really aware of where I'm spending my money.
Absolutely. And I think that's, so I love the takeaways. And I think what I pray people take away from this so far is be intentional with your actions and words, in this case, your money. Yeah. That's what you're focusing on. And that's why I wanted to break down those areas. That's where I see your talent from what you've shared with me. One, it's do whatever you want. If your budget, you're saying, but let's make it fun. Yeah. Let's be intentional, because when you have intentions, you're putting thought behind it. Yeah. Right? And the words are no longer, I can't. I just choose to spend like you said, I like to do my nails nice, but I don't need to spend that. I'd rather go have a couple cocktails. That's where I want my intentional spending, right? Great. But then I'm going in a great attitude, not like, no, I'm tapped out.
Yeah, you feel good about doing that. It's not something that you're going to regret tomorrow.
I love that. So that's Okay, everybody, that's great. So now let's go to the second part. And I love that because that's the simple part, but very powerful part.
Yeah. The root of that
Mm-hmm.
is to make money and finance and all those things enjoyable, fun, a lighthearted topic. It's not a negative thing. So I want to take away that negative connotation that people have around money and investments and the scary side of it and make it more welcoming and more user friendly.
Yeah. But I think that's a beautiful vehicle because people always have this, they make it more complicated when it doesn't have to be. If they take the time, you're simplifying it in a way like we're starting with this. Oh, now while we're at it, there's an extra $300 a month, let's just say.
Yeah.
Right? What are you going to do with that? Well, do you want to pass? So go ahead. So if I say to you, you're helping me now, and part of your Hot Girl Financials to look outside the scope, you're not here to break a system. You're here to maybe maximize it better for people.
Yeah.
That's a better word. So if I came to you and I'm a woman and you're helping me and I have an extra 500 disposable income, how do you guide them? What is your goal with Hot Girl Financial to do that?
Yeah. I mean, my goal isn't to be your financial advisor or replace that. So if you do have a financial advisor or have never talked to one, I always would highly encourage you to get that. I like to personally manage some of my investment accounts, and then my retirement accounts, my financial advisor takes that over, and I really trust them and I let them run with it. Right. If someone did have a disposable income, extra leftover money at the end of the month, I would kind of give them a few scenarios. So where do you want to see yourself in 5 years? Do you want to buy a house? Or where do you want to see yourself in 20 years? Do you want to be able to be confident on your own and comfortable when you're 55 and have retirement savings set up for you? So maybe you can send that extra money a month into your retirement account. Or if you're trying to buy a house, that can go into your home buying account or savings account. I would say high yield savings accounts are really good for saving up for a home. They're really low risk and guaranteed 4 to 5.5% annual interest. Otherwise, I would say invest the money. And then I want to be able to educate women on the financial terms. So I just posted today, my 5 top financial terms that I use all the time. And that's different from everyone else. But for someone who doesn't know how to invest or who's never looked at the stock market, these are new terms that maybe they've never heard. So buy low, sell high, that's a good one. What an ETF is, because I think you hear mutual fund a lot, but those aren't really as available as an ETF to most people. Right. So just kind of educating the terms so they can do the investment structure themselves or be able to get the confidence to talk to their financial advisor or to know what a high yield savings account even is, because I always post that all the time. I'm like, did you guys open your high yield savings account today? It takes literally 5 minutes or less. And it's just like an elevated savings account. So just educating is my goal, and making you comfortable to know where you want to spend your extra $500 a month.
I love it. And I love the way you broke that down, because you want to be kind of almost like a financial coach, kind of guiding them a little bit, educating them. And ultimately, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the undertone that I see in you, is you want to give them the confidence to hang in this world and be able to know what's going on all levels, right? Is that kind of the undertone? So what is, now switching gears to you. So let's break you down. So now, as you broke into the bro world, and that's why I reference your looks, not because of your looks. I referenced it because, like my sister, and she's talked about it. Yeah. She's a pretty girl in a financial world, and she's had to overcome that a lot because people will just dumb it down. Right? Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks for coming. You're here for? Are you here bringing coffee? No, I'm the speaker today. Oh, yeah. Right. So. Yeah, I got my degree in finance. I worked just as hard as probably a lot of the guys in my industry. I even had a boss tell me that I was only hired because I was pretty. Spoiler alert, he was later fired for many reasons. Spoiler, I love that. But yeah, I feel like the industry and the stigma around being pretty in the world because of finance specifically is such a thing. There's so many things, like I've had my Instagram brought up in a meeting before, which is it's such a personal thing. It has nothing to do with the industry or corporate, and I don't post anything absurd or anything, very normal PG. But because maybe I'm posting a workout video or posting something out of the ordinary or posting at the beach, they're like, whoa,
you're not in a suit and tie. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
Like, you feel comfortable posting that on Instagram. Like, yes, that's hot girl financial. Like, you don't have to be in this corporate stigma world and not be confident in your job, your career, and your finances, all those things.
And I love that. And that's why I bring that up. Again, using me as an example, coaching is my heart, to help people, to guide people. So yes, I have to deal with my own stigma of things, right? But I want to be real to the cause. And the cause is to help people. And my root of everything I do is to help build confidence, right? When you have confidence, you're able to make better choices.
Yeah.
You're able to not settle.
Yeah.
Right? Because you want better for yourself. And when you're better for yourself, you're better for everybody around you. That's my entire stigma.
Yeah.
That is my entire mission of life, is to help people believe in themselves, not narcissistically, but more confidently, to know when to ask for help. That's why this whole platform, Positive Traction.
Yeah.
So I want people to hear you and go, okay, she majored in financing, almost a decade in this business. She wants to help people. Great. Where do I fit into that?
Yeah.
So now, what is one of the best challenges? I say best. I use that word because what is one that you felt like, I don't know if I can get through this? That was a tough one. And best because the outcome was great.
Yeah.
What is something you want to share in that world?
I mean, social media, that's such a new thing for me too. I've always posted personally on Instagram and Facebook and all those types of, and TikTok and whatnot, but taking it to a business level is a whole different ballgame. I feel like it's really, there's so many creators out there that are going viral all the time, and you're just starting in this little fish in the big sea, and it's really scary. There's so many ideas. There's so many content creators that are telling you how to post, what to post, the algorithm, all those things. It's constantly changing. It can be overwhelming. So I feel like the initiative, I always say, takes over the idea. So you have to just do it. So taking my initiative and starting my Instagram and knowing that I need to hold myself to be consistent. And maybe my content will change. It will evolve over time, and I will get better, and I'll see what's working for me, what's not, what my followers are watching, what they're not, and evolve over time. So just starting that was kind of a hard challenge for me. That was a bridge for sure, because it's like your ego you have to get over, the embarrassment factor. I get profile views notifications all the time from people I haven't seen since middle school, high school. So it's just like, to be able to just be confident and know what you want to talk about and promote your business, rather than all of those other factors, was hard for me.
Well, thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that. And I agree with you. Look, at the end of the day, I get it. We talk with our team all the time about the trends, and we did a fun one, DJ and Cass Demure one, right?
Oh, very demure.
Very demure. Yeah. That was a fun one. But at the heart of it for me, because I'm in the same boat as you as far as the content, but I go back to this, is my intention is to share my passion with the world. And that is to, again, I used boxing, as you know, for many years, but my undertone was always about building confidence. You'll be doing a drill, you're about to give up. No, we can do a little bit more. Right?
Yeah.
Let's take that into life and business. You're about to give up on social media. No, I can do this.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, so that's that.
I loved like the end where we all put our hand in and choose the word of the day.
Yeah, always.
Whatever.
That's why I love what I pick up fast when you said intentions.
Yeah.
Budget does have a negative connotation to it. But intentions, I live in that world. What are your intentions?
Yeah.
Because intentions to me is the posture of the heart, right? When you think of the posture of the heart, okay, well, what are your intentions? My intentions, well, what are you doing Positive Traction for? Well, my intention is to have great guests that want to share their story. And out of my 100 episodes one day, people can go, that one.
Yeah.
Then that matters. So how do you put the money? Well, it's okay. It doesn't always have to be about money. It could be just want to be good for people.
Yeah.
The money will always follow, right? Some of the best ideas in life came from someone that was passionate about something.
They always say money follows passion.
And I believe that. Yeah. And I hopefully will share that story one day on this world.
Yeah.
But until then, and if then, I want to enjoy this. I enjoy hearing you, and I learn from the guests. I'm like, oh, I didn't think it. And hopefully they gain from me, and hopefully the viewers and the listeners are going, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Since Hot Girl Financial is still it's in its idea realm. Yes, I'm posting, but my goal is to be able to create budget spreadsheets, checklists, educational videos that are in their own content library that you have to subscribe to view or something like that. And I can't wait. Hopefully I'll look back on this podcast and I'll be like, wow, I can't believe I like did that and where I'm at now and compare it. And that's like with the boxing videos. I look at myself boxing 10 years ago and now today, and it's just a world of improvement. So
it is. And I remember one of the last times that we boxed, not recently, but at the other gym, I remember you telling me about how Girl Financial for the first time.
Yeah.
See, and that's why I'm an encourager. I'm like, you told me about it then.
Yeah.
Then it was literally just a concept.
Yeah. That was Hot Girl's side hustle. And I was like, okay, what does that mean though? That's not as niche as I want it to be. My background is finance, wealth management, venture capital. How do I turn that? And I was like, well, side hustle is a part of finance.
Yeah.
So teaching women how to have a side hustle or get that extra income, that can be a chapter of my.
Absolutely. And I love that. See, I love that because you stepped. And that's my encouragement. You step. Even this, like, I'm not ready. You're ready. Let's go. Right? That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
Because see, to me, what if now you're December 11th, we have an event, as you know, but let's say you want to go with a little bit more. Well, guess what? Now you got a little emphasis, like, let me put a little website up. Let me do this. See, that's what we need.
Yeah.
All of us need that for each other. If not, here's where we stay. Oh, if you can't see me, if you're listening, you sit still like a deer in headlights.
Yeah.
But this
no
isn't
ready. Stagnant.
This isn't ready. It doesn't matter. There's no successful entrepreneur out there that has not stepped and fallen. I would think you're not even from this world if you don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
The key, like I always tell people, you never drown in a puddle of water. You only drown if you stay in that puddle of water.
Yeah,
right?
That's like, I don't want to be, I love my job, but I don't want to be the employee forever.
No.
I want to be the employer.
Absolutely. But that's the beautiful thing is you're stepping, you're doing it right. As a young entrepreneur, you have good stability, good job, great company, and you love the people.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect for now. But let's be honest, you have another 3 hours in the day, 4 hours in the day, Saturdays.
Yeah.
That you can put a little side hustle, not using that name, but why not?
Yeah.
It's like for me, I build a platform, I work it, I water it out of a 9-hour day, 10-hour day. Okay, it takes me 4 or 5 hours to make sure everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Great. Am I going to go watch TV and play golf the rest of the day? For some, maybe they do. Not for me.
Yeah.
I want to go create more companies.
Yeah.
I want to go help people create opportunities.
I love being go, go, go. I have like so many ideas running through my brain all the time.
Yeah.
Like, and I just wish I could do all of them. So it's starting with one.
Right. And that's what I have to do because I used to do all of them, right?
Yeah.
The hard way. But you're off to a much better start. And that's why you nail your first one. You get your second one going. You do your analytics, kind of figure things out. But then you stop.
Yeah.
And that's why even off camera, I was sharing with you about one of my dreams for 2025 is I want to do this. But again, it's a passion. If I can help people bridge them, and that's part of what's next is the bridging network.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. Okay, so back to you because you're giving a lot of good information. Thank you. So now, what is something that you feel that you would have told yourself? So the minute you knew you wanted more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that was a year ago, 2 years ago, whenever it was,
Mm-hmm.
knowing what you know now and why it took you longer. Now, everything's proper timing in life.
Yeah.
But your older self, even though you're still super young in a good way, what would you tell yourself so you can, because you're doing that now, to make it faster and better in a good way?
Yeah. I would say, I mean, self-motivation is really important and sticking to your one idea, follow your niche. I've always been a finance girl, and I think I tried really hard to get away from the industry because of the stigma. I was like, oh, it's finance, bro. It's this. I don't want to be a financial advisor. I don't want to do that. Like, and so I was negative towards my own industry, even though I loved working in it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I didn't want to take it personally. And so now, knowing what I know, I'm like, that's everything I do know. So why am I not making it personal? So that's kind of why the Hot Girl Financial can be my personal brand.
Love that.
Taking that turn to the finance bro culture, financial advisor, and being able to just educate women freely because I want to.
Yeah.
Kind of how you're starting these podcasts, and
Yeah.
you want the money to follow, and your passion will create income.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, I feel like Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Have you read that book?
Oh, yeah, of course.
He always talks about that. Yeah.
He is about that because a lot
You have to give to get.
You have to.
Yeah.
Napoleon Hill said it best. If you help enough people get what they want in life, enough people will help you get.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, the end of the day, here's what people say. Oh, if I only had this, if I only had this. Here's the problem. Those thinkers are never ready when the opportunity comes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They're not. Oh, see, I'm the opposite. I'm going to build it, step in faith. Because here's my new quote live. First time I'm saying it on the air. Stepping in faith is knowing miracles will happen.
I like that.
You can borrow it.
Okay.
Hashtag Coach Henry. Boom, boom, boom. But it's real. It's the first time I said it on the air. And it came to me this morning's meeting when I was speaking to this lady.
Yeah.
I said, let me tell you what God did on my way here. There's something on why I took this meeting. And before she said a word, I said what I had to say. And she looked like, I go, no, I'm just telling you.
You're manifesting.
Yes. I said, I'm going to step in faith because miracles will happen. That's it. Because stepping in faith doesn't mean I'm going to go crazy and jump in the pool and not check how deep it is. Stepping in faith is I'm going to go put my foot in there, check it out. It just means stepping.
Yeah.
And that's what I encourage you, because how many women, younger women, older women, all ages are going to sit into one of the three criteria. And I'm not trying to narrow them down. I'm just thinking happy marriage, happy relationship, but really are stuck like, yeah, my husband does all that. That's fine.
Yeah.
But what if you could help him be better?
Yeah, you can, because you're just freely spending maybe, and you don't even know how much money you should be spending or shouldn't be.
And I already have one client or protege for you that we'll talk off air. I won't mention their name. Like literally, as we're speaking, I help them, but that's more your wheelhouse. That's not my wheelhouse. You know what I mean? So I'll connect you because that might be a good little pilot for you.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. Second part is the next generation of women that are freshly starting but have no idea, and they stick to the word budgets. I think it's a huge one for you. Mm-hmm. And you go, let's call it intentional
spending.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I think also it is a hard thing with our culture now too. Everyone thinks it's normal to be paying a high rent that would normally cost a mortgage. It's what's going on right now in our economy. I think people think driving a really nice car that they can barely afford is the normal, because they see other people doing it, especially living in LA. Yeah. Everyone's an influencer. Everyone's doing something. They're a model. You have to be showy almost. Right. You feel like you have to fit into that. But I want to also break that norm. Like, you don't need to be doing those things, and those aren't normal. And you should only do that if that is your intention.
Right. If you can afford that lifestyle, and that is the intention you choose, then that's great.
Yeah.
But the majority, like you said, especially in this
people are trying to fit in.
And then you realize, well, what are you fitting into?
Yeah.
But again, that takes wisdom. So I love that. All right. So what is one thing that you can now, good things, so I'm saying a lot of good things here. What is one of the passions? So if you visualize yourself and you're speaking to a group of 15, 20 women, what is a subject that you feel is going to really kind of simplify for somebody to go, okay, I can do this. It's a motivational factor to them, because most people don't feel qualified. Right? That's what you're going to come against a lot.
Yeah.
Because in my world, like, first thing, I can't. I don't think I'm good enough. I don't know. I don't have any. Okay, so what are some words of encouragement to anyone listening that you can say, A, you're here with them and you're going to provide a service for them. That's good. But they go to your workshop. How would you open it? Like, I know I'm putting you on the spot.
You are, yeah.
Okay. It's okay. I like it.
This is heated. I honestly haven't even thought that far into advance.
Guys, just to be fair, I've known Sab a long time, and this is the love I have for her. So I know she hasn't thought like this, but this is my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And the same way we would box, and you'd be like, what do you want me to do? What combo? Jab, cross, left hook, elbow, right, roundhouse. At one time, you'd be like, what? Now, if I said it even now, we'd get up and do it. You'd be like, yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to say the same thing to you, because I know you have it. So there's 15, 20 women looking at you right now. And your openings, they're all here to learn a little bit more. What's some great words of encouragement that you would say to them, saying, we got this?
Yeah, I mean, I think just being consistent is key in life and in finances. So if you can do dollar cost averaging, if you can be consistently putting in anyone's budget, $10 a month, $50 a month, $1,000 a month towards your investments, towards your savings accounts, towards your life goals, just being consistent with that can get you so far in the world. Because let's say I put in $500 a month and I'm dollar cost averaging the same stock. So I'm buying Apple and Facebook every time. By the end of the year, I'm guaranteed to grow, even if that stock fluctuated. So kind of just educating women on the basics of being consistent in life and in finances. It goes hand in hand. And then just teaching the different types of accounts. I also really push ETFs. I think it's a really good basic beginner.
So people don't know that term.
Yeah.
What is that?
Exchange, it means exchange traded fund. So it's a pool of investments. So instead of just buying one stock like Facebook, you can buy an ETF that would have maybe
into a couple.
Yeah, let's say it has 10 stocks in it. It could have like a bunch of different tech companies. So it could have Facebook, Apple, all those types of things. Or I also really like brokerage backed ETFs. So like a Charles Schwab world class fund. And those are more lower risk kind of thing. So
those starting off.
Yeah, and you're lowering your risk by investing in an ETF because you're investing in multiple funds at once. Yeah,
I love what you start off with, and that's where is that you sharing consistency.
Mm-hmm.
But by being consistent, no different than working out, start by understanding what you want to work out.
Yeah.
Right? If you go to the gym and you don't know how to get in shape, you get a trainer.
Yeah.
So if you can kind of guide them with people better in areas, but the key you said is just being consistent.
Yeah, and you're kind of holding yourself accountable by doing that too, because like if I'm paying for a workout class, I'm not going to want to pay to cancel.
Right.
And I paid for it and I want to get the best of my money out of it.
I love that. See, you just put to 15, 20 women, but in this case, a lot more, and you broke it down. And I think, again, what I want to encourage you to have is the encouragement that you bring to people and you simplify it.
Yeah.
So I love that.
That is a good perspective, though. I do want to think deeper, and maybe in a few years when I do this podcast again, I'll have a better opinion and a more structured, and I'll actually have the experience. Well, I did just make this speech to 20 women, and this is what I said and how I started.
I don't even think it's going to be as long as you think it is. I think that as long as we keep stepping, great things happen. Yeah. Because less thinking, more stepping equates to answers, good and bad. See, and remember that. That's another. If I've never been to Chinatown, I'll study it. I'll Google, make sure I don't go into the bad areas. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, nothing's going to beat me personally walking Chinatown. Yeah. Right? It's the same thing in the world of finances for you. People come to you, How Grow Financial. You're going to guide them a little bit. This person, I recommend, good. You're just guiding them. Yeah.
People are like constantly scrolling on their phone, so you might as well be pushing literacy and educational content for them to grow. Yeah.
And that's what you're bringing.
Yeah. And I've already had so many friends come to me and say, like, Sab, like, I've been thinking so much about what I'm spending or what I'm buying and my intentions with it and where my money is going. And I've been so much more aware of it instead of just swiping the card.
Well, there's already, again, I mentioned one woman. I think it's a couple women, I think. I'm going to put you on the spot one year. I'm going to change. I know we're hitting our time and you get to ask me something in a minute. So you have like 10 seconds to think about a question. But I want to leave this part with you is let's create a workshop. And there's a couple women I have in mind that would love to hear the intentional part. So I think you should create something that's these words, throw them out. These words, let's apply them.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. All this is all yours, Sam. Yeah. Okay. In, out, and then here. And I think it'd be great because that's all of a sudden you're like, okay, this is amazing. I just helped influence a couple of these women to look at things different. So you had 20 seconds now. Because at the end of every show, again, I love what you shared. Thank you. I know people listening and hearing got a lot from it because I know I did.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course. What would you like to ask me so I could be in the spot for a minute?
Yeah, you kind of said when you were younger, you had all the 100 ideas and you try to run with all of them at once. And you learned now that you only want to do one. Yeah. So what was your turning point? What made you decide like, okay, this isn't working for me. I need to focus on one company or a few different ideas and really run with them?
Losing it all a couple times, bankruptcies. I think that I didn't have teachers. We didn't have social media. We didn't have good influencers or bad influencers. I had me. Yeah. Right? Me and my faith. So real quick, the gym was always my money, but from that, not every month I'd make money, so I'd go make money in side hustles, like you said, right? But I didn't master the gym. Like I mastered being a coach, but not the gym. Yeah. So in theory, I should have learned every part of the gym. The business, the coaching, the administrative, the accounting, just understand it. Yeah. And then from there, it's successful. It's doing well. It's turning a profit. Yeah. Now, let me go add another one that finds. So my mistakes then was I didn't finish something thoroughly. Therefore, there was a gap in my armor. Didn't see it. I'd go start something else. didn't see that gap, before you know, there's 3 gaps in 3 companies, something's going to fall.
Yeah. So you feel like you should have been the employee first, almost like if you opened your gym, you should have known how to do all of your accounting, how to run the business side of it, how to get more members, how to be the great trainer.
All of it.
And you were just focusing on being the trainer and having the people follow you.
Right. Which same passion you have to educate people is the passion I have now. Even people I work with, I'm like, learn the entire business.
Yeah.
Learn all of it.
Yeah.
Now, bookkeeping, accounting, any field.
Yeah. Even if you don't want to do it, at least just learning it in the beginning so you know you can do it if you have to.
How do you delegate something you don't know?
Yeah.
How do you trust and verify things you don't know? And how do you grow when you don't know what to expect from people and you look back? I can identify all that now, thankfully. I'm not an expert. I don't need to be an expert, but I need to know something doesn't seem right. Let me call an expert in.
Yeah. You learn the most from failing.
I fail more times than people that I know, but I never stopped.
Yeah.
So, good question.
So now to Vibey, it's
Vibey,
full circle.
To me, it's a full circle of now helping the world. I can't keep it to myself. It's not right.
Yeah.
But the hardest part for me was how do I identify some kind of value, but at the same time make it grow organically, and that's what's going to be launched next year. So,
awesome.
Well, this year. So, Seb, thank you. Guys, if you're watching, I hope you enjoyed. If you're listening, hope you enjoyed. I cannot wait to have, and it's not going to be a couple of years. You will be on the show again next year, and I know what you're going to do, Seb. And you are going to be consistent in your own words, because I want to put you in the spot, only because I think there's people, think of it, I'll leave you with this. People need what you have to share. So you need to share it.
Thank you. That was so nice.
Yeah,
my first podcast, and hopefully not my last.
Oh, it is definitely last. Guys, thank you. Thank you for Sab for being the Hot Girl Financial. You'll have all the information. And as always, guys, thank you for listening and supporting Positive Traction with Coach Henry. Till then, God bless and have an amazing day.